Hey guys, it's Tuesday, I got my headset and I got a controller. You know what that means, about time for another gameplay, and you and I both know what it already is, American Truck Simulator. And with that always comes a story about whenever I swallowed my fake tooth. Alright, we gotta go and take some cheese. 32,000 pounds of cheese, about half of that is for me. So anyway, so the top, my four top teeth up here are all fake, and they're bridged in, and then I have two down here that is also bridged in now, but it used to be just be a partial. And by that it's just like a little piece of tooth with fake gum that kind of held onto the teeth on the side of it. And it kind of got really irritating because again it's made out of this plastic or plastic-like material to where it's constantly, once it dries up, the slightest little bit is rubbing up against right here, right inside the right inside my lip, always leaving me an ulcer. Well, anyway, one time we went on a field trip in high school, and during this field trip, it's freezing. Well, everybody knows whenever everything's freezing, you have cold meat and cheese sandwiches. The thing is, with these moist, cold sandwiches, with it already being cold, nose being all runny during this fun field trip, I bit into the sandwich, not knowing that it grabbed my tooth, and next thing I know, I go to chew a little bit and swallow, and whenever I did, I felt just a slight little scratch going down my throat. And the moment that happened, I was like, wait a minute, I just had ham and cheese in this. There's nothing that was scratchy in this. And I felt around for my tooth, and it was gone. I immediately started panicking because I knew this thing cost like $400. So I had my cell phone on me, and I go run outside, and the dean's out there, and she's like, you can't have your phone. I'm like, wait, and she's like, excuse me, and I was like, wait. So I go run, and I call my mom, I'm like, Mom, I just swallowed my tooth, and she's like, what do you mean? I was like, I mean what I just said. I just swallowed my fake tooth. And she's like, oh my god, okay, what are we going to do? And I was like, I don't know. And I don't even know what even happened on the rest of the field trip, because when I told my dean what had happened and why I had to get on the phone, she's like, okay, all right, let's take you somewhere. So my mom and my dad already were working at the pharmacy that they owned. The dean actually brought me to a gas station nearby where my mom was going to come by and pick me up. Because that's always great. Dean drop off a student. I think she hung around, but we first went to the drugstore that's nearby and got a bottle of Epicac. For those that do not know what Epicac is, just go to the pharmacy, find a little bottle, it's called Epicac, and just drink a little bit of it. You'll be fine. It's quite enjoyable. No. Okay, so I knew what Epicac was because one time I found this video of where this guy did like an Epicac challenge where like if he finished this bottle in like a minute, they would give him like $200. And this random guy walking down the street, so he's like, $200? He's like, yeah. And this is back on Live Digital, I think was the website. I've seen videos of this violent vomiting it can cause. So it said drink 2 to 4 fluid ounces. So I just took a minute sip, maybe 1.5 fluid ounces. And I just felt terrified. I was like, this is going to be bad. I'm terrified. I hate throwing up to begin with. Where should I place it? Alright, hold on guys, let me park. We got this. Alright, there we go. Oh, we're just going to do this one. No, we're doing that one. Again, so my mom finally come pick me up. She got a bucket. And she's like, alright, in case you get sick on the way home, I got this trash can for you. Okay, thanks. Have you thrown up yet? No. I'm still terrified. On our way home, and this is only like a 7-minute trip home, maybe not even, and I'm fine. I didn't, but the moment we got down to the end of the driveway, I started throwing up everywhere outside. Oh no. It's alright, we got this. But the thing is, on the way home, this is my fault. This is completely my fault, exactly how bad the story gets. Because on the way home, because I still wasn't feeling sick at all, and this is still like 20, maybe even 30 minutes after I first drank a little bit of Epicac, I drank a decent bit more. So I was like, it comes in a little brown bottle, so I don't know how much I drank. So I'm like, okay, maybe I drank like half a fluid ounce. So I drank a good bit more, and that's whenever I started getting sick pretty fast. Well, I get home, throw up a little bit outside, and then I finally go inside. After the majority of it's down, I start looking around everywhere in the yard. I see the ham, I see the cheese, I see the bread, don't see the tooth. Start taking the hose, started hosing down everything, trying to find it, still can't find it. Hurting, this is dry heaves pretty much at this point. There's little spatters of blood now because I've thrown up everything in my stomach. I'm just dry heaving nothing. What's that noise? Oh. And I tell my mom, I'm like, okay, this is really hurting. I'm still not throwing it up. You're still not throwing it up? No. Okay. Let's take you to the dentist or doctor or whatever. We get there and they go do an x-ray on my stomach. It looked like there was 2 fake teeth. From the doctor making a joke, could you make out with somebody else that has a fake tooth and swallow them both? I'm like, no. So I'm thinking the doctor's being serious, but the doctor and my mom's just laughing. Before I continue, during the same field trip, we had another class from New Orleans come up, and it's actually our teacher's old class. So it's like, all right, let's have a group event, and they had a chartered bus. Again, freezing outside, and we had the rinky-dink school bus. So they had this nice chartered bus, nice seats, bathroom in the back, everything, all nice and toasty. And I'm like, man, I really want to get on. So I tell one of my other teachers, yeah, I'm gonna go sneak on that bus. He goes, you do it, I'll give you $1. I was like, really? He says, yeah. If you get on that bus and make it to the next stop without getting caught, I'll give you $1 if you do it. I was like, I'll do it. Are you serious? He goes, yeah, I'll do it. $1. So I said, okay. So I ended up just talking to some of the other students. I'm like, hey, can we switch? He's like, yeah, let's switch. So he took my jacket and I took his. So I wore his school jacket and he sat on our bus for a good bit. And then I'm going on their bus. The thing is my teachers are on that chartered bus. And so they're coming down the aisle and I'm in the middle. It's like 3 seats and I'm in the middle. And I got the hood over and I'm kind of looking down like every time she happens to walk by, I'm scratching my face or something so she can't see me. But I think they knew I was on there because I go to get out and when we finally stop and I'm like, this is like the longest trip ever. I'm feeling really nervous about this. I should not be doing this. When we go to get out, the teacher is actually, both the teachers are sitting at the bottom of the steps, and I'm like, oh no, this is it. I'm busted. This is it. I started telling some of the other schoolmates from that school, and so whenever they got out, they distracted both of them to pull them to the side to ask them a question about where we just left from, and says, oh, you pointed this out on the trip. Tell me more about it. And when they did that, that's when I hurried out, got behind the bus where the other student was, and we swapped jackets again. And I went to the teacher that told me he'd give me $1. I said, what? And he just shook his head. He goes, I cannot believe you just did that. And I got my $1. I'm an absolute madman for me to do that. So if any of you guys have crazy dares like that for me, and $1, I'll do it. But back to me having my swallowed tooth. So the doctor says that they would not recommend throwing up objects, especially one with jagged edges like my tooth had. He says it's just going to have to pass through. And he joked saying, you just gotta hose it off and you'll be alright. Just make sure it's properly cleaned. And I look at my mom, she's like, oh, okay. And I'm like, oh man, like, oh well, it is what it is, gonna have to do what we gotta do. But in my mind, I'm like, this is not good. Like, I'm gonna really hate this. Like, I'm gonna make sure that I super glue this thing in my mouth from now on. The next day, my mom's playing a game on the computer, and I feel my stomach starting to churn. I'm like, oh no, this is it. And she's on the phone with somebody too. And I'm like, Mom. And she's like, well, what's wrong? I said, I gotta go to the bathroom. And she goes, okay. I said, what do I do? She goes, what do you mean? I said, what do I do? Like you said, gotta find it. What are we gonna do? And she says, okay, you're gonna put down some saran wrap in the toilet, and then you're gonna take another thing of saran wrap and fold it over, and that's how we're gonna find it. Just smash it between the saran wrap to find it. I'm like, Mom, no, I'm not doing that. I'll go in the yard. I will go in the yard and hose it off. She goes, no, you're not taking a shit in my yard. I'm like, yes, please, Mom, please, just let me go in the yard. Just let me go in the yard. It'll be fun. I'll hide behind the house. And she's like, no, you're not doing that. I was like, please. She goes, just grab some saran wrap. And I don't know who's even on the phone, but they have to be going, what the hell's going on? She says, don't worry about it. Me and your father already talked about it. We're just going to get you a new tooth. was like, oh my god, thank you. And she was laughing so bad. She goes, you should have seen your face. I'm like, yeah, you're telling me to put down saran wrap to then fondle through it to find it. Much to my relief, it was all a joke. And my next tooth is actually way worse. It's supposed to be way better. It's supposed to hold on more. And it did hold on more. But man, it was so much bigger and caused us even bigger ulcers. So then later on, whenever we went with this, very shortly after, it's just metal in the back. I think it's called a Maryland braid. It's been there since. Other than some tartar getting on the back of the metal every month or two, pretty much. I got to scrape off. It's fantastic. And then the top, I have 3 teeth filed down. 1 tooth that was completely missing. That was held in by a retainer before. The trouble is, I can still see a little bit of gray, and that's only if I'm really looking. Because he went to go file down the tooth that I told you about, the failed root canal. And he filed away just about all the tooth. But there was so much metal, and he couldn't just file away metal. He come to bring in a metal grinder in the dentist office. I'm gonna be a little concerned. Good work. Why is it good work? Oh, I didn't know I had damage done to it. And next week is going to be a little bit of a special video. Not a little gameplay. And I did come across some survival games. And I don't know if you guys want to watch me play that. It's one's called Deep Stranded. Just let me know. But next week is going to be a little bit of a different video instead of a gameplay. Me and the Professor, Kyle, and Bronson, I had a little get together, a little YouTube get together, and internet was out. All these people that were supposed to come over, thankfully they didn't, but internet was out. We couldn't do anything. So we instead just grabbed the video camera and started doing stuff around the house. And we made a little video. So I hope you guys appreciate that. Until next time, guys. Later.